Welcome to Duke United show, and it is called Let's Talk this week. And we have me, Nathan Ellington, your host, and we have the one and only Alex Talks Ball. How you doing, Alex?
Hello, hi. I'm good. This week's been a really good United week, I think.
Also, it's been good. It's been good for quite a few weeks, don't you think?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I know we'll get into it, but yeah, Garnacho, I'm so happy.
He is first on the list, by the way. He's first on the list. He's absolutely flying. And yeah, it's just, we've got a lot to talk about, a lot to go through. I'll give you the list. I'll give you a list first. Or do you want to be in a bit of suspense? I know you've probably seen the thumbnail already, but let's put it up. Garnacho steps up. Should Rashford start in the World Cup? Magnificent De Gea. I wanted to speak to Marcel about that one. Joao Felix has just been transfer listed, and Souness Martinez agenda.
Whoa. Sorry, but why is my Harry Maguire not in that list? Okay, did you not see my Harry, my H, come out there and literally was up there as a centre forward, as a winger? I don't know, but why is that not on the list?
Because he was having a nosebleed up there. I don't know what he's doing up front. Comments are here. Hey up, boys and girls. David Wright said United flying high. And my boy saying Martial. He loves a Martial one. He loves a Martial quote. What are you doing that? Anyway. Love it. We're getting on to the first one then. Let's get straight into the first one. Look at this poster. Is Garnacho the real deal? You got Ed Ten Hag saying, that's better, Alejandro. And he says, told you I was ready, Gaffer. Told you, I'm ready. What do you think of this guy? And is he actually the real deal?
Well, first and foremost, I love him. I think he's great. I've been wanting him to start for United for so long, for ages, even like during Ollie days, because I was like, what? He's a talent. He's amazing. But I know there's a process and things take time. And I think especially when you're young and you're coming on, you need to be it. Like not everybody's a Wayne Rooney that can just come on and just be about that life or a Rashford. So I think that I was waiting to see what he was going to do. But then it was interesting to hear the comments from Ten Hag initially when he was saying that I'm probably misquoting this, but he was saying he didn't feel like he was ready or he didn't have the right attitude or something.
It was to do with attitude on it.
Yeah.
Saying he didn't come with the right attitude pre-season. And even Bruno came out in his interview saying, oh yeah, what he was asked, what do you think of Garnacho? And he was like, yeah, well, pre-season, he's fixed up from pre-season being, not being the best of attitude, but yeah, he's changed his attitude and you can see what he can do. So I think they're trying to keep his feet on the ground, I got that feeling. They want to keep his feet on the ground. They don't want to say too much to get his head big. And then he wants to go, yeah, I want a 300,000 a week deal.
No thanks. But no, I was the way I screamed when he scored that goal. I was like, it was just such a good feeling. So I'm really pleased that he's starting in the first team. It feels like he's earned his place. I mean, I think Jadon's gonna have to fight really hard now because wow, I just was watching his movement, he's fearless, he's just running into players, he's trying to get through. He's just that's what you want, don't you? That person who's not jaded by playing football for a long period of time, where they don't have that kind of stain of like mistakes and stuff. They're just there to play and have fun and just enjoy. So from that standpoint, I think, and it gives us a bit more squad depth as well, which I love. Yeah. So yeah, I'm happy all around.
Well, yeah. Well, Paul James says Garnacho is my boy. David Wright says Garnacho is ready for the first team. Shameful, Bruno on Garnacho. I don't know what that... Oh, yeah, what he said about Garnacho. James says Argentina, because he's playing for Argentina. And big up everyone, Para Miguel. Well, listen. It's such a good thing, man, because I've been waiting to see him. The minute we saw him pre-season against, Villarreal, that was it. I was like, my gosh. It was Villarreal, wasn't it? First half, where it was terrible. Was it Villarreal? No, Atletico Madrid, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was thinking. I don't think we played them pre-season.
Who did we play before Atletico Madrid?
Was it
right, Valladolid or something.
Something like that. Anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, whoever that team was, yeah, Garnacho was absolutely on fire, and I straight away knew he can do what he needs to do, because I was looking at his YouTube clips from the youth team, and I was thinking, is he actually as good as his stats are saying and what everyone's saying about him? And I was thinking, man, he's got some mad pace though. I wonder if he can actually like dribble really nice and stuff. And I was speaking to Garth about this, and he's exactly what I hoped that Dan James could have become, but he just didn't. He was just not. He didn't have the technical ability, the imagination, the feet, the finishing. That's what Garnacho has. And to be honest, I'm going to put him as my first choice on left side of mid, right? Right wing, you know. I'm telling you, he's killing it. Absolutely, you as well. So yeah. Unbelievable.
And how good is it as well that we could play and have him, and then Anthony not being there I was like shaking, like, oh my god, are we going to do okay? But we did, and he was such a star for me. I was like, wow.
Nothing. He's 18. Nothing's phasing him. James is on my case with my top button settings. Yeah, what's wrong with my top button settings? Shall I take it off? Yeah. You have a stream at 6 and a live at 7. Oh my gosh, killing me off already. David Wright says Jaden isn't going to the World Cup on this form, that's for sure. Garnacho got pace, baby, and Garnacho is my. Hey, I'm telling you, I just think he needs to now be put in the side and play. If he plays like this, he just should play again and play again and play again. And I think I don't even want to see Sancho on the left. I was saying this before. I think he looks more right. I want him to fight for his space with Anthony. And I want Garnacho and Rashford to fight for their space. What do you think of that?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I was going to say it feels like it's a bit lopsided if we've got Jaden on the left and then we've got Rashford and we've got Garnacho. So I think, having Sancho on the right is definitely an option. But I also feel like it's amazing to have wingers that are ambidextrous, that can cross and change over. Like that is like chef's kiss for that, because we need to have that, and to change the shape, to change the games, I think it's really important to have that.
Finally, we've got, out of all the wingers, he's the only one that can pick it up and go, I'm taking you on. It's weird. Yeah. None of the players, like Anthony, he pretends to. He's like, yeah, come on, all right. No, I'll pass it. And then he does it like 99.9% of the time. He'll just go, yeah, no, pass it. I'm like, come on, man, you got pace. Burn someone. But I thought that's what you were coming in to do. And I was saying that before, when he came, I thought that's what we were getting. Because we had Sancho, who's a ball passer, dribble, pass, move. Rashford kind of the same. Only other player as well, Marcel, can do it. He can pick it up and get at you. So
he also gets penalties when he does that, when he runs through players like that. So that's always a bonus.
Yes, exactly. What we got here, Sancho needs to step up. We've seen that. Sir Alex Cantakino says Rashford down the centre, Garnacho wide and Anthony on the right. That's exactly what I got to be doing, and put Sancho sitting on the bench, waiting to come on for when Garnacho gets knackered. Parel Miguel says Garnacho left, Rashi Marshall up front, Anthony left wing. Left wing? Okay. Huh? You got? No, I think you mean right wing, aren't you? Yeah, exactly. We got options. That's what's good, and the fact that we got the injuries has made this happen a lot quicker. I think if we didn't have any injuries, I think Garnacho, we wouldn't be seeing him so soon. And this ain't even so soon. So I'm just happy it plays out like this. And you know what? I want to see a Zidane Iqbal come through now. I want to see him get a chance. With, like while some players are getting injured, and we've got Casemiro there to help him out, and Eriksen, and even McTominay now. Obviously, everyone's looking to play their part. And I'm loving what I'm seeing throughout pretty much the whole squad at the minute. You can't be disappointed with anything. We won the game yesterday.
You know what? And you said, and I'm glad you said that. You can't be disappointed. I imagine how I was disappointed. I felt disappointed that we won, and then I had to actually think about that and think we won. Why am I disappointed? But obviously because I wanted us to go through and all that kind of stuff. But then I kind of reflected on that, and I was like, that is how good that this manager has got these players playing. Whereas last season I was desperate for anything. So any win, I was like, yes, we've done it. We've got 3 points, but they are playing so much better and so much more composed than I've ever seen them. I think last night was pretty tough,
Yeah,
but I still enjoyed it all the
yeah,
same. Even though
yeah.
it was the end of it was like, "Oh,
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one for me. I felt like we definitely did control the game, although they were the kind of
yes, tough,
they
yeah,
looked quite strong, but we were contained them very easily. And then we got out to the attack and got our goal. And I felt if we could kept doing that, we'd have one or two clean chances towards the end. And then he changed it up, and everything went to pot. To be fair, we didn't look any good, to be fair, at all.
yeah,
But in terms of getting the ball looking like we were going to score from 30 minutes to before the end, I thought that's it. We're not going to get the
yeah,
second goal. I'll go Higginbottom says something quite interesting. Rashford not good enough to play down the centre. Well, he has done quite well this year. And we need to buy a striker. We definitely need to buy a striker because we need a better shots to goals ratio striker. That's exactly what we need. Like that's the main thing missing in our team. If we did have that, I think we'll be a few points higher, pretty much third, probably touching second. So and you've got here Iqbal is brilliant. Exactly. Want to see him. Lady Devil says, "Hey Nathan, hi Alex. Hey,
yeah.
hey."
I'd like to see more of the rest of the team scoring goals as well. I think you touched on this before, but I'd like to see Bruno. I know Bruno's role means that he's trying to provide for everyone else, so that's fine. But it's like I want to see, I don't know, like more Freds, more Casemiro. I want to see more. Maybe even I want to see Martinez like score
Yeah,
or like Varane or someone. I
yeah.
just or even Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's got it in his arse. He's got it in his lockup to do that.
He says he has. He says he has. He says he's the best shooter of the ball.
Hello, I want it. I want more of it, of them all doing it. So,
Yeah,
but yeah,
that's the difference between us and a City. Like you look at every player. If they get a chance, Gundogan, he'll score. If you see Bernardo get it, he'll score. Grealish, he'll score. Any
yeah,
of them players you think they're gonna score. With us,
Cancelo, yeah,
it
Rodri.
isn't. Yeah, even Cancelo. Like with us, it's like sure takes a shot. You think probably not. Got Fred. No, don't shoot. You've got Casemiro. Wow, that looked close. It didn't go in though. Bruno. Oh, you're the man. You normally can score. Why are you scoring right now? Anthony hit and miss kind of with his shots. Rashford again. He'll hit the keeper. He'll hit the target, but he won't score as much as he should. We need more. Exactly, Todd the Mod. Rashford doesn't score enough for me. Exactly. But once again, guys, if you are new to the show, make sure you hit that subscribe. And again, press the like button, guys. There's so many people watching, and not many people really like to press the like. If you're enjoying the show, press the like, please. It helps. It helps. Ivan Tony is the guy. You know what? He is a good player, and I wouldn't mind him in the squad right now. We
Yeah,
would we could do
yeah,
with having him in.
yes,
We
we
could
could.
do with having him in there and getting on the end of the chances that we're getting, and he could cause havoc in terms of winning headers and just getting in that 6 yard box when the ball comes in. Not sure he'll get in there that much because I'm seeing Cristiano in the box all the time, and he never getting a chance. It's like it's falling to everyone but him. So he's kind of like he must be so peed off right now. But
Yeah,
anyway, yeah. Actually, let's go on to the second topic today. Mr. Rashi, should Rashford go to the World Cup on current form? If you take a look at this, he's played 12 games, scored 4 in the Prem. Last year, he played 25 and scored 4. And if you look in the Europa League, he played 4 and scored 3 straight away. Last year, Champions League, 5 games, just 1 goal. So he's already battered his score already. He's got 7 goals this season as opposed to 5 of last year. What is going on with Rashi? He has turned a corner. He's got a lot better this year, even with all this kind of stuff around him in terms of his overall play or his amount of chances he's had. Anyway, before I say anything, what do you think of Rashi this year? And do you think he can get in that World Cup squad and even start? Because we heard Jamie O'Hara say, I would play with that starting lineup of 3 of Harry Kane, Sterling, and Rashford because that's what was so potent back then when he was playing. And now that he's at his levels, I'd play with that. I'd drop Foden, I'd drop Saka, I'd play them 3. What do you think of that?
Oh, that's really interesting. I think firstly, I'm so proud of Marcus, 100 goals. I think last season was really tough because, I look at Marcus and think, really proud of of where he's come from and his rise into the first team. And I think that's, you know, we're always sort of proud of that stuff. And it was it's disappointing to hear so much of the attacks that he was getting a lot of the time. I think we would talk about this and discuss this a lot on here. And we would say, you know, we want to see what he's like under Ten Hag. We think that he's had injuries. He's going through some stuff. I mean, that was evident. So we want to see him blossom, and now he's blossoming, and I love to see that. I want all of the United players to do well and blossom and be the best. I think when it comes to Rashford, I feel like a proud mum or something. Like, he's like my son. He's not, but I always want him to do well. So the fact that he's scoring those headers that he's scoring like that, I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, scoring classic Rashy goals again. I can't believe it. I saw a montage of Rashford's 100 goals that he scored on the United, and I was just going through it all, and just like the euphoria, the memories, the feeling that I had watching that. I was like, it's so good to see him win. So I think England would be super lucky to have him in their team, but it's a difficult one when you're thinking putting him ahead of Foden or putting him ahead of Saka, because I feel like their contributions have been so incredible for the England squad. However, you can't deny how good Rashford is. I think Rashford just needs sometimes, you know, when he's on the run, he's really quick, he's got the pace. And I know that Gareth Southgate absolutely loves him. I just think when he's on the run, sometimes like players can just put out a little foot and then the ball's gone. So it's just
not tight as his dribble. Yeah.
That's the thing. So I just want him to be mindful of just like that skill, or just know, okay, I'm gonna run, but I see this and just preempt stuff and just make just decision making. I think I just want to see that improve. But listen, he's doing well. I'm super proud. I'm super happy, and he deserves to be off to Qatar playing with the England squad and starting a few games as well, I would say.
Yeah. To be fair, look, if he's playing the way he's playing now, he's definitely an asset to the England side. Even if he's not starting, like if you're on the bench or starting, he needs to be in there, because that's an option that we just don't have someone like that, to be fair. Everyone's kind of different, everybody. And it's about getting that team right and the balance in the England squad. That's what I find that's wrong. You know, we need to see Bellingham this year with Rice. I don't want to see Phillips and Rice. I just don't want to see it, because we need to see more people who want to get forward. Bellingham is showing that he's a Champions League levels. So put him in there, so then you can put your Foden in the hole, and then you can put your three players up front. So then Foden ain't on the right wing, you know, to make up for playing Phillips and Rice. And then you're trying to fit everyone in. I don't like that. But as it comes to Rashi, keep doing what you're doing, Rashi, and hopefully his goals to shots ratio will climb. That's what he needs. That's the only thing I can say that's really bad. And like you say, when he dribbles, that's why I don't think he's a winger. That's why I don't call him a winger. It's because he can't dribble. He's not that good at dribbling. So it's a weird one, because everyone says he's not that good at being a striker either. but he's a danger. So
maybe he's an inverted winger or something. I don't know.
He's not going to do a Garnacho. He's never going to get on the ball like Garnacho does and tear you all game. He's just not. He might do a little skill every now and again. That might beat you. But really, he's never that tight with the ball, and he's never like that. So I just want him hanging off the last man. And that's what I'm saying. It's not like he's got the hold-up play. He's not. But he has got the in-behind play nicely. Just give him the chance. Just put it over the top like Inzaghi back in the day, where he just wants to get on the end of something. And that's what Rashford is. That's what he's best at anyway, for me.
But I think he looks like he's enjoying his football again as well. So I think that's amazing to see. That in itself just fills me with joy as well. So I hope that
lovely.
I think for a lot of games, I don't know. It's a tricky one. I just think what works with Southgate's system. Does it work with having Foden starting, or does it work with having Grealish, or does it work with having Rashford? I think for some games it would be Rashford for his pace, and then you have Harry Kane there, and then you've got Saka on the right. Then win-win. Or if you've got Sterling, then win-win.
That's what I mean. It's a Saka or Sterling situation, and Saka's playing out of his skin at the minute. And Sterling's still scoring. He's doing all right. So I don't know who he will go with, because Sterling seems to be that main stayer in there. Kane is always playing. And then it's like, it depends on what he does behind. That's what I mean. And then you can afford to have a Rashford in there if Foden's going to be in the hole. But you can't afford to have Rashford in there if you play this two sitters and then a Bellingham, and then you've got no space for anyone else. So that's the mad one. But in the comments, they're going a bit mad. So let's quickly go. Joyce Scott says, Rashford not better than Saka and Foden. So Alex Cantokino says, question, who would you rather have, Foden or Rashford on the right now? Listen, Rashford can't play on the right.
Rashford doesn't play on the right, though. So that's out.
That's number one. And number two is Foden for Man City on the right, sick. Foden for England, not so sick. So it's a mad one. It's a hard one. I wouldn't put any of them on the right, to be fair.
No.
Put Sterling or Saka.
Definitely, and Sterling, they have to be. I wouldn't put Foden. Yeah.
Barry Saunders says Saka plays on the left. Not really. Steve K says, no, he doesn't, Barry. He plays on the right. Definitely left.
He plays on the right. Okay, come on.
He says, I'd take Rashford, but not to start. Yeah. Well, look, as long as he's in there and getting minutes, because last tournament he was in there, it just didn't play at all. Oh, he's injured when he was.
Yeah, he was like, a bit pot player, but I disagree with not to start, because I think I don't think he needs to start every game. I think there are certain games that he can start where he's going to be.
Of course.
So
yeah. It depends on the game and depends who you're playing. If someone's trying to attack us a lot and leaving space in behind, I'm playing a Rashford. If you have to break it down, you throw a Foden in there, you throw a Grealish who might try to open you up a bit. Maybe Grealish, I'm not sure. But that's the kind of players that you want to see when it's a different type of game. So we'll see who we play, and then we'll see what happens. And obviously we'll call it as it happens anyway, because we'll be commenting on all the England games. So we'll see.
Exciting.
But okay, so Rashford should go to the World Cup, and he should get some game time as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Just don't get injured. I mean, I don't know why I said that out loud, but
don't worry about that side of things. Look, if people get injured, they get injured. They gotta just play and not think about injuries. Otherwise, that's when you get injured. Oh, I don't want to play because World Cup. No, you just play, and then that's it. And because if you don't play, you're not sharp. You're not match sharp. You're not ready for the World Cup anyway. So it's a killer. Foden plays on the left and sometimes in the number 10. Yeah, he plays on the right, left, and in number 10 and up front, doesn't he, Foden? So he can do whatever he wants. So for me, he just needs to be in the side. Don't care where he's playing. He needs to be playing. Simple as that. Yeah. And he's a baller. He's an absolute baller for City. He's so different than it is for England, though. But it might be due to the formation and the tactics being played. I don't know, but it doesn't look right. Let's move on to number 3 then. So the big man, I really wanted to have a chat with Marcel about this, because he's hating this man and he's on fire right now. Is De Gea on current form good enough? That double save yesterday. Oh my gosh. Man of the match settings last game. Man of the match settings the game before. Pretty much a great, he's been great for quite a few games in a row now. He's been on fire. And and you can see his footwork's been improved. He's not made any stupid mistakes recently. He's keeping the ball with his feet. He's spraying it to the right back and left back. He's getting rid of it when he needs to. Now, is that enough for us to say we don't need to get a keeper? Or is it enough to say, right, he's okay for now. We don't need to focus on goalkeeper for now. And let's look at somewhere else and then go to goalkeeper. What are you thinking? Has he changed your mind or anything like that?
Yeah, so my thought is the latter part of what you just said. So I feel like, yes, he's fantastic for now. I think he's always been of a quality that, we've really appreciated over the years. I just think that as we're moving into a new dawn, a new era, and a new time of United, I feel like for me, the goalkeeper that I have my heart set on is Diogo Costa. And I just think that type of keeper is just really valuable to us. I like we was talking about before, how we want to see players that are scoring and doing stuff like all over the pitch. Like I think Costa is definitely a player that would bring value in sense of assists and potentially saving penalties and being a danger man for us for the opposition. So I think in future and for the development of the team, I think definitely, because you always want to develop and have younger players come in. However, the goalkeeper role, that is a role that players can stay and play for a long time. And I think De Gea he's been incredible, apart from obviously the first 2 games and the slip up that we saw. He's what can you say? You can't fault what he's been doing and what he's been able to achieve, especially in those games. You watch those saves and you're like, how did he do that? And
man.
that's it was that for me, I couldn't believe it. I was very vocal and like walking down the room and watching the game. And
I thought that was a goal. Seriously, that looks like a goal. When that happens, isn't it? You just think that's a goal.
I couldn't believe the saves. I couldn't believe it, honestly. So I think that I appreciate what he's doing. And is this the Ten Hag way? I mean, I'm assuming so. Is he getting better coaching now? Is he? Yeah, because it's just what night and day. I think last season he was showing his qualities anyway. He was showing how good he is because he saved our bacon so many times. I just think now that he's playing with better players and in a better team with a better manager, he's now keeping more clean sheets, and that is a sight to behold. And I really respect and appreciate him for that. So I think I think keep him this season 100%, but I would then say I would love to get Diogo Costa.
Right. So sorry to burst your bubble a little bit, but Diogo Costa's actually signed a new deal, keeping him there for a while, and it's going to mean that we're going to have to pay a lot more. From what I've heard,
I
have to confirm that, but yeah, that's going to be a bit of a struggle to get him in on a normal price.
Pay the money.
And what you did say about probably the tactics and stuff. So what would have happened is he's going to be training, he's doing his thing, and in the games he's going to be shown video and he's going to be told, listen, I want you coming out here. You know, when that happens there, you got to come out. You know what? Let's pass the ball around. But the minute it gets a bit of a struggle, think about it. They're overloading on us, so there's space further up the field. So let's kick the ball once we brought them onto us, and you just kick it. So don't be trying to play intricate balls like the other players can. You know, like the Alissons and all that, and your Mendy tries to do all the time, and occasionally gets caught. Don't do that. Don't get caught with that. Just kick it, and then we will have overload on the pitch somewhere. If we win the ball or it drops down, we'll have more players to be able to get on the end of it. I think that's what he's playing for now. I've noticed that difference, and I've noticed the fact that he's a sweeper keeper a bit more now. So yeah, he's been taught and he's been definitely practicing that in training, and it's coming. It's doing well. It's doing the job for us.
Do you know, those goals that he saved, I was like, this is like Manuel Neuer type of level of saves, because I've seen Neuer do that like one after the other, and I'm like, this is a Neuer type of save. So I'm glad to have that type of ability in the team. That's for sure. Definitely, it's so useful.
Yeah. Paul James exactly says De Gea isn't an immediate problem. Steve K, we know Steve. He says David De Gea has always been a good shot stopper, and his footwork is getting better, but he is still very slow when starting attacks. He holds onto the ball too long. Well, here's the thing. That's the one thing he's pinging isn't really, like ping sharp. It isn't a proper ping. It's a kind of slow balls. All the balls are a little bit on the slow side. So you can see that's the little difference that I noticed. Even with I remember at Old Trafford when I was there with my son, the last game that we played against these boys, their keeper was just popping like, like drilling it just above the head to the fullback. And I'm like, oh my days, that's sick. I'm like, we need someone like that. So yeah.
And then, going back to what you were saying before about how he would have had Ten Hag or the coaches working with him saying, look, when you need to come out here. I think now that's just pinged in my mind where I've seen him sometimes like just come out of nowhere. And I'm like, what is he doing? What's he doing? Why is he over there? And he just kicks the ball out somewhere. And I think, are you okay? Now that makes sense.
Exactly what it is. Yeah, so that's what I mean. I can notice them.
Yeah.
I feel like my brain is like thinking like what's on the field. I'm imagining what's happening in training and stuff. So it's a bit weird what goes through my mind when I'm watching games. I'm looking at it like a proper like student, like he's going there. That's supposed to go there, but he's supposed to be there. Why is he not there? Move that there. Go there. Oh, he's got to finish that. He's got to use the other side of his foot there. You know, I'm all proper intricate. If you want, listen to me. I want to do a
I'd
little.
love to. It's good to have your insight. Trust me, it's so good. So I'd love to listen to it. I need to listen to some more watch-alongs.
Yeah, I might have to do one soon. Only when it's again. I want to do one when it's actually live because on my iPad it's like a minute late, and I don't want to be like watching and the score comes up at the top. I'm like, no, hate that. Oh, it's a killer. So Paul James said exactly. If holding on to the ball too long is his only problem, then that can be improved on. Exactly, it's something you can work on. Exactly, Paul. Perfect there, because there's certain things you can't work on, and there's certain things you can. I remember I played with a keeper called Michel Kuipers. It was from Holland, and when we was at Bristol Rovers, he came in. He came from the army. Came in, massive guy, massive, great shot stopper. Could not play football with his feet at all. Could not kick the ball that well. But my gosh, did he improve? He improved so much. It was unbelievable. Then he moved on to higher levels. He played for Brighton, and he just did really well. So for me, I've seen when players goalkeepers can't kick a ball. Obviously, he's never going to get to that level of the top players who pinging like mad. But his kicking went from absolutely zero to like, I don't know, 7, just under 7, let's say 6.9, a high 6, nearly 7s. And that made him good enough for everybody else to look at him and go, great shot stopper, okay with his feet, instead of great shot stopper, no good with his feet, if you know what I mean. So I'm telling you, it can go far. You can get better, and then there's a limit. But again, I think De Gea's at a level where it's not gonna be hurting the team. Yes, KT, what's happening? Paul says hi.
Hi. Oh.
So yeah.
What's going on there?
So De Gea, the
Yeah.
verdict is you want to get a new one in still anyway.
I still, yeah.
You talk about phasing him out. Are you thinking about phasing him out when he gets out to the end of his contract, or are you going to give him a new contract? What are you saying?
I think we should definitely give him a contract extension for a year, definitely. And
Right.
because
On that money,
no more money.
on the same money or less money?
On the same money, on the same money, no more money. Because my only thing is with what's happening with Henderson, and then Dubravka's obviously going to go back to Newcastle. Dubravka's not getting a sniff, and do you know what? I'm actually glad because he could the saves that was made last night. I don't think he would have saved that, so it's all good. But I just I want to know what's the update with Henderson. Is he going to then come back and be, because he wants to be number one? So is
I don't think he has enough to be number one. You know, I think what we want so much more. I don't think he's of the levels. I really don't. I remember when he played and some of the goals he let in, and you're like, that doesn't even look like it's your fault. It doesn't look like your fault because you've let in that goal and no one said anything. And I'm like, that should be saved. Like, but why is no one saying anything? It's because it's his level. And that's all I can see in my mind. That's his level. He'll do well. And then he'll let in a goal that everyone thinks, what the hell is that? Like, how is it that you let that in? And I don't want to see that at United. You've got to be able to save all them type of shots. We've always had good keepers at United. And the good keepers save those type of shots that should be saved. And I don't think he saves enough of those shots that should be saved. And that's not enough for me. So I think we definitely need to look at, I ain't even seen this Diogo Costa, but we definitely need to look at another keeper. And if it is him, everyone's raving about him. For some reason, the whole Man United fan base is raving about Diogo Costa. There's no other names apart from this guy.
well, there's also Unai Simon. So
okay.
there's that as well.
Where's he at?
Oh, I can't remember. I think he. What?
How old is he?
I want to say. I think he's like 22 or something like that. He plays for Spain, so he's like he's one of Spain's goalkeepers.
Right.
I can't remember. I'll find it. I'll find it for you.
People says the player can't even get in the Spanish squad. That's crazy. In the 55-man squad, is it 50? It's a massive squad.
55, yes, 55.
It's madness, man. It's mad. Why are you gonna you can't take 55 players to World Cup, surely. Like the players must be like, listen, I ain't going. I ain't going. If he calls me up, I ain't going nowhere. I'm that 55th man. I ain't going nowhere. Imagine that. Nah.
Yeah, sorry, he plays for Athletic Bilbao and he's 25. Nice
Right. Okay, so he's a little bit experienced and got many years left ahead of him. That's good.
Yeah. What do you think about Raya and Sanchez then?
This is the thing. I don't know these keepers. I don't know them. I don't watch them well. Like you have to watch a reel of how they save shots and stuff. And I ain't
No,
watching
they
these.
play for Crystal Palace and Brighton. They both play for.
I ain't watching
We're not seeing
Brighton.
them. Oh,
Palace
what?
either. I watch Man United, and that's it.
Fair enough. I think Raya for me is I'd get him as well.
Yeah, that
He'd be
quick.
an option for me. Yeah, I
Is
like.
it because they're letting shots against them now? Is it because they're getting so many shots against them and
He's
you're seeing
saving.
lots of plays?
Yeah, he saves a lot of shots though. He does. Like he really does. I just think he comes out of the box. I think he's good with his feet. I think he's quick. He's the things that we're talking about now that we need. But again, it's not like a rush. I think
Yeah,
I will trust whatever Ten Hag is going
exactly.
for, whatever he decides, because like he is obviously the big boss and he knows what he's doing. I just think my wish list is definitely Diogo Costa, and then it would be Raya for me personally.
Yeah. Okay, Harry's here.
Harry's here! Yes, Harry! Welcome, Harry!
DDG is a world-class shot stopper, but footwork not very good. Exactly. Footwork is average, let's say, or just above average. He's okay. He's okay. Not that bad. Don't hate on him that much. Right. So on to the next topic here before the comments come in. Footwork is awful, Mary says. Ooh, it's not
Ooh.
awful.
Hi,
It's
Mary.
not been awful of late, I should say. It has been awful before that, but it's not been awful of late. So I'm going to give him a bly for now. And let's stay positive about our players, please. Especially while we're winning and we ain't lost in so many games. Come on. We're on fire. Thank you. Yes. So we move on to the next one. I love this guy. I actually love this guy. And I want him to come because he will improve our side. He will. Let's take a look. Joao Felix transfer listed closer to joining United. Man United handed January transfer opening Atletico Madrid transfer list Joao Felix. Man United reportedly failed with the summer transfer approach for Atletico attacker Joao Felix. This was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. So this is very new news. This guy,
What?
he doesn't fit the Atletico Madrid. He doesn't fit the Atletico Madrid way. He just doesn't. They never play him up front either. They put him in the hole all the time. And I'd love to see him in the side. But anyway, enough about what I think. I'll talk about it after. Alex.
My jaw's dropped. I've totally missed this. Sorry. Did you just say Joao Felix is going to be on a free, or that
No. He's
wait?
transfer listed. He's transfer
Sorry,
listed.
he's on the transfer list for January.
Yeah, he's on the transfer list for January.
Oh my god. Okay, so firstly, I love Joao Felix. I think
good to hear. Good to hear.
No, I think he's an incredible player. I just think he is stifled where he is right now.
Yeah.
I don't think we're seeing the best of him, but he's, oh my gosh, is he unbelievable. Listen, if he was to come to United, I'd love that. But my only thing is, would it work? Does he suit the Ten Hag system? And I'm trying to figure that one out, and I'm trying to. But I mean, he would definitely bring something to the squad 100%. And if he comes, honestly, I don't know. I think I'll be at Old Trafford every other week just to watch him play, because that is exciting. But so sorry, run that again, because I'm still. Are we looking to go in for him in January?
We've been handed the transfer opening as he's been transfer listed. It's talking, we're rumoured to be after him. So all I know is the minute I see that in the newspaper, and that was in my mind all this time of who I wanted, I'm getting excited. I know his his goal like stats are not great, but he's not been playing up front, number one. Number two, I can see a player when I see one. And this guy is ridiculous. He scored against us last year and scored against us this pre-season, and he looks sharp as hell. He's quick. His dribbling is ridiculous. He is even better. I won't say he's, you know what? He can play up front in this system. He can, because he's very quick. He can move with the ball. He can dribble. He can 1-2 with people. He can link. He's like a non-injured type of Martial type of player. Like, if you talk about the best things Martial can do, that's what Joao Felix does. And he can also play where Bruno plays. Think about that. With that kind of dribble ability, I'm like, I'm not going to say he's anywhere near as good as this guy, but he reminds me of a Kaka type of player that wants to run with it all the time and can link with people. He's nowhere near as good as Kaka, because I think he's pretty much one of the best attacking midfielders ever to play the game. But I don't think that many are as good as him. But my gosh, if he comes, it opens up another door for us. And I think it'd just be great for us. It will just improve our squad. And think about it. We'll have numbers of top players who can come in. If one's injured, Bruno injured, Joao Felix in. Joao Felix up front, mix them all. Oh my gosh.
So that's what I was going to say. Is he going to be like in a number 10 role? If he was
He can play there, but he
or
can play up.
Be more up front.
I'd rather he was up front, because he could just, play up there and be the main man. So how much would Felix cost? He said Felix would be amazing at United. I'm not saying nothing. Alex, WhatsApp is closed.
No, Steve, that means he's not coming. That's what that means. He also rolled his eyes as well.
Steve, do not talk, Steve. Just leave us to be happy right now, okay? Leave it.
No,
just give us to the end of the show. Tell us later.
I can't do anything negative. Young situation, so I'm gonna take Steve's negativity and use that as a no. Not happening.
Well, Bobby says, how much would Felix cost? I think it'll cost probably about similar to an Anthony. I think it'll probably be about similar to Anthony, because he's quite young, isn't he? I'm sure he's like 23 or something like that. He can't be that much older than that. So he's got many years ahead of him. And he knows his fellow teammates. His fellow teammates are there. Cristiano there, Bruno there.
Yeah.
He can just chill. He can just be like, I'm straight away coming in, and people know me. So, and I know these people. He would cost a lot. Yeah, but who are we gonna get that won't cost a lot?
I'm sorry. I'm just getting so excited. I can't. I'm just like, do you know, if this happens, honestly, I'm gonna stop.
Okay, let's be realistic. Yeah, who can we really realistically think we can get in January that's going to improve our squad to the level where we're going to be able to keep him there for years to come, and then start trying to play against the big boys? Who can you think of? Because I can't think of many people that are actually available that we can go, yeah, we're getting him, and he will come now, and it's possibility. He's transfer listed.
Why is he transfer listed though? Why is that happening?
Because they don't play that kind of football, do they? Look where they put the other strikers up the top, and then they put Joao in the hole, because that's the way they want to play it. And obviously, you know how defensive-minded Simeone is. He's a madman when it comes to that stuff. He plays proper defensive and then catches you on the counter. But again, it stifles some of the attacking players that they have. And they do play good stuff. They do win the odd games every now and then. Obviously, they won the league that year, a few years ago. But look,
I thought he had a ridiculous buyout clause. Wasn't that?
Doesn't matter. If they want a chance for him, we're going to be able to take him. And obviously, if they want him out, this is the kind of stuff Jackson.
89 million. That's chump change. Chump change.
Yeah,
we can
take him. I'll take him.
I'll take it.
No more than 100. I'm not taking more than 100. I want less than 100. I'll take him. Try and go over 100. Get it.
Let's take him for 110. Break the transfer fee record. Let's do it. Let's get back in the headlines again. But how good is it? He wants to come to United. How good is it that like players actually want to come and play for us now again because they want to play for this team and play for this manager? How good is that?
That's going to be good. I think by the end of the season, we get in the Champions League, we're going to see everybody be back on it again, because that's all that matters, isn't it, really? Man United and Champions League football, and seeing that we've beaten Liverpool, seeing that we've beaten all these other Arsenal, and we should have beat Chelsea. Okay, City, another kettle of fish, but there's only so many players that can fit in City. Then you have to get other players. So, end of the day, you know, wait a minute. Did Mbappe say that he wants to go?
Yeah.
And that's recent as well, isn't it? So that's another one. That's the only other guy that I would say, listen, forget everybody.
I'll sell everyone. I'll sell everyone.
Mbappe, yeah, 150, no problem. Let's get him in. Let's get him in.
And
Mbappe, the goal scoring machine he is. Did you see his goal? Oh my gosh, the other day. on Wednesday. Whipped it bottom corner, right in the corner. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And he dribbled past people and
that's what I was
whipped
gonna say. He dribbles, he goes, he attacks people, he's fearless, he's flawless. I think he's amazing. I don't care about his attitude right now. I don't. I just think he's amazing to watch.
Yeah. Josh says, I watched a lot of La Liga football recently. He's awful. You know what?
It's position that he plays. I think he's not able to shine.
Ooh, Mbappe comes. That's the title. That's what I'm saying. Imagine he was playing in them games. We would have won like 6-0 against Ammonia. Who would have battered like all the teams. Chelsea would have been dead. We're dead in the water with all them chances. I'm telling you right now, we would have won all them games. Even against Brentford, we would have won 5-4. We wouldn't have lost. We would have won 5-4. I'm telling you. He's the man.
It's true. It's true. It really is.
He's a beast. But right, so okay, Joao Felix on the shelf now. Last topic of the evening. This got me upset a little bit. A little bit upset. I was thinking, what the hell is this guy talking about? I had to say something. I never really say anything, as you know. I've never said anything to attack someone. But this guy needed to talk to him. What is he playing at? What is this guy thinking? Graham Souness, has he got an agenda against Martinez? Has he? Because he's setting himself up to get hurt. He's going to get, like, I don't know what he's playing at, but how the hell can he talk the way he's talking?
I was going to say, what did he say again? Can you run that?
He said, I still think Martinez is basically, he's a steady Eddie. He's okay, but he'll still get done in the air. He'll still get beat in the air occasionally. Look how nonsense he is. He's not particularly good with his feet, and he's not terribly quick. I'm like, what? What you say? He's not good with his feet. What have you been watching?
I don't know.
How can you say he's not good? Like, of all the things, that I think would be universal, no one would say anything, was about his feet. And he comes out and says that stupidness. And then he says, he'll occasionally get done for pace, and he'll occasionally get beaten in the air. Which player in the world will not occasionally get beat? Which player in the world will never get beat?
Does. What are you talking about?
Like, making a statement that's like so of course. Like, what are you trying to say about the guy? That's what was hurting me. So I don't know. I don't know what you think of that nonsense, but Souness is definitely that. Souness is as old as has been. I don't know why he's got something against United players, man. It is just what's he thinking? Alex, what is he thinking, really? What angle is he coming from here?
He's just coming from a dinosaur angle where he's just old, and he's of that generation where they'll say, oh, look at them, the way they dress, their hair, like how that has any impact on the football field. I never can understand that. He's just of that old school mindset where he likes his football players to come in, to just be basic and then go home and live a quiet life down the road and not do anything and not have any personality about them. I think that what he's saying about Martinez, I think from him, and also for his mind, and I remember hearing a clip of it where he was saying, in the history of the Premier League, there hasn't been a defender that's... I was like, the history, yes, in the past, Graham, in the past. This is now the future. This is now setting a new precedent, Graham. Sometimes there is a person that is going to defy the odds or be the exception to the rule, and that is Lisha Martinez. And full stop. That's it. I think that what I dislike the most with his critiques and his comments is that there isn't a balance to it. Like, he doesn't, like, I guess there's some, he'll maybe give a little backhanded compliment, but that's a backhanded one. There isn't a definition or a distinction between what this player is good at and what he's seen and what this player has brought to the team. I've seen Martinez be, carrying the ball forwards and setting up stuff that Maguire could never. So I'm just like, how are you not even giving him that prop? And that I just think when people have an agenda, when people want to create this sort of space and to diss other players, they're going to do that. They're going to dislike everyone. He did it with Pogba. He was doing it with Anthony with the show, but he's going to do it with every single player because he's just a fossil. That's an old guy. No offense to old people, because I know some older people that are amazing, that are with it, but there are just some, especially in football, that think they know better and think that their way is the right way. But football has moved on; it's progressed. We're having different. It's a different. They're even better than they were. No disrespect, even better than they once were. Even in Souness's days, it is so much better. So I think he just needs to just like, I don't know. Talk sport for me. I think they all just chat rubbish anyway on that.
To be fair, I've heard Ogbonlahor talking some madness recently as well.
Madness, absolute. What did
Now,
he say?
Alex, I'm taking it that Harry Maguire right there. He's saying you said Harry Maguire could never. He's not happy with you.
Listen, Harry, you know that you're always in my heart. I'm just saying, ball playing. Yeah, it's
know
not
your role.
Know your role. You're good at headers and other things, and I love you for that.
But look, yeah. So with Souness, for me, it's just like, what? How can I even put it? He's talking about a player who's won the most headers in the league as a defender. So he's the player at the top of the list of headers won. So when you talk about that size, what is he talking about? He's had Harry Kane in his pocket. He's ripped up Salah, he's put him in his pocket. He's made him be looking after his. Oh, where is he? Where is he? I don't want him near me. You know, he's doing that to people. He was right. He was so good against everybody. He's been so good, apart from the first couple games. And man, you can't talk like that about this kind of player. He's basically been our player of the season so far, and you're talking about him like that. So for me, anytime any of them guys start talking madness, I'm gonna start ripping them back now. That's it. Every single time now, I'm gonna be on the watch alert. I don't even know. I'm gonna call it a new name. I'm gonna make a show on it, and I'm gonna call it something alert, like mad comment alert or something, and I'm gonna put them on it straight away and just debunk their nonsense. So because it's coming out too much. What's his name? Ogbonlahor was saying about Anthony. I'd smash him if he did that circle. If I did that turn. He would do that. That's nothing. The people forgetting when Kanchelskis stood on the ball and went like that. And and that was nothing as well. You can't. Why you want to smash him for? I'd smash him and tell him to get up. I'm like, what are you talking about?
They're just
like, he's just having fun. And then he says, but Ronaldinho, the likes of Ronaldinho, have done it in the Champions League, blah, blah. And I was like, but we're not talking about, we're not even talking about, and the Premier League, you need to do something in the Premier. We're like, that was in Europa anyway. So I don't know where your points came from. The points didn't even make no sense. I have to listen back to it again, but it didn't make no sense. But I'll take that, Alex. Harry says, and King Eric says, Martinez and Souness on the football pitch, to be fair, would have some battle. X-rated. Yeah, obviously from back in the day. But
yeah, back in the day, I don't know. Anyway.
Absolutely smashing. Much more techers coming from Martinez. We know that. We know. But we've got a big... Go on.
Say again? No, I was saying, I was saying, and much more so than we've ever seen like a defender. And I was saying so far as like, it's like I've got Vidic and Rio back again in a way, like with Varane and there's like together. But also like Martinez is so much more than that though. He's so intelligent.
Yeah.
He just thinks ahead. He spots danger. He's great everywhere. Like he's in it. He puts his body on the line. Like he's all of the things that I wanted a defender to be. And then you got and even him with anyone right now. As long as you got Martinez, I'm happy. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
I think he needs to watch him more. I don't think Souness actually watched him. I think he just watches one game or one little. Anyone can make a compilation and show the worst bits. I mean, it's just not hard. But when you watch a full 90, you can see this guy and the effort and energy that he puts into the games. It's just, I don't know what he's talking about, but
he's making no sense. But you know what? Just the last thing I wanted to mention, Lindelof. He's come on so well. He played so well. He was more than a 7. Like I call him a 7, but yesterday he was on it. Our back four was on it. Our back four's been on it for so long now. I don't know if it's positional sense or the manager telling them exactly where they need to be all the time. But seriously, that was good. And even, I tell you, Maguire started off shaky first half, but came into it second half and did very well. If he can continue playing like that, I don't mind him playing but at the moment, I think Lindelof, he deserves to keep his spot. I know he was not well and he came back into the side. He's definitely done well enough to keep his spot. I want to see Aaron Wan-Bissaka, see what he can do, because I want to see if the manager can bring
Yeah.
something out.
Yeah.
Let's see, because you know what? I think we've gone to an extreme on the Wan-Bissaka side of things, because we all knew he was a good defender. We all said he's one of the best defenders there is. And one-on-one, you try and take him on.
1v1.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So then when you look at it, okay, going forward, I think he can keep the ball relatively okay. He just can't cross the ball.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. Now, he definitely can't cross the ball. If he can get taught that, he might be some use to us. You know, Dalot can get a rest every now and again. I just want to see him. I want to see him again. I ain't seen him. I just want to see what he's all about. Because remember, when Dalot was sitting there in the wings, and Aaron was playing every week, and we was like, we can't have Dalot playing because he's not good enough. And now we can't have Aaron Wan-Bissaka playing. He can't kick a ball to save his life. So Martinez will get found out.
Oh,
you
God.
mad cockerels, you Spurs supporter going crazy there.
Yeah. You wish
even
you had over Dyer and all that, the Dyer back four that you've got right now, please.
Peach United, who are you talking about here? Who's not suited
He's
to
not
eat?
suited. He's talking about Wan-Bissaka, maybe.
Might be. What's HM9 me as well? Harry Maguire 9. Up front. Oh, when he was playing up front. Yeah, that was a bit mad.
Oh my God. I love that though. I thought that Ten Hag's in-game management was like, I thought it was good. He was throwing everything, the kitchen sink, but I was thinking, all these players coming on, I was like, wow, okay. Especially my Maguire up top. Who would have thought I'd see Maguire up top with Ronaldo? I mean, what?
Oh man, I did not want to see that. I'm telling you, I did not want to see that one. All of his in-game management up until yesterday has been back on point. I think this one is not the greatest, but we still won the game, so I can't kill him. And Peach United wasn't very Wan-Bissaka. But here's the question for you then. Red Lion says, how do you think Eriksen did yesterday? Because I know what I thought, but I'm going to see what you think first.
I mean, I thought it was okay. I don't think he had the greatest game. I don't think it was the best, but I just think he's probably fatigued. He's tired, and it's starting to show. I think it's really, really tough because you want to have competition for that position, and I really rate Eriksen highly. I can't even rate him highly enough. I just think sometimes it happens in games. Like players are not going to always be at 110 every single game as much as you'd like them to.
Yeah.
So that doesn't take away from his incredible ability. It's just because even Bruno was off as well that game. Like and I guess because he'd moved over, switched positions. So it's like he couldn't really get into it and find his feet, and everything was all over the place. So both of them were just not great yesterday, but I don't hold it against them.
Yeah, so before I go into mine, please hit that like and subscribe, people, because I see some new names in here. Love to see you guys again. Please support the show. So for me, with Eriksen, I think, in them kind of games, if we didn't have Eriksen yesterday, we would not control that game at all.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to get your Hollywood balls into people all through the game because that wasn't that type of game. But when we did win the ball, we kept the ball under pressure. He was press resistant. That's all I want to see. Casemiro press resistant. Eriksen. Bruno was even keeping the ball from out wide. He even worked hard going backwards. So he wasn't in the game as much going forwards, but I never felt like we was in trouble. And it was all because of this guy playing, Eriksen, Casemiro, all of them together, all playing. Because look, if Fred is in there with a McTominay, for example, I can't see us winning the ball back and then keeping it under pressure and then popping it out and then going side to side and then causing them to like lay off the press because they can't continue running. That's the difference. I really felt like we went there to do a job against a proper side, and we did the job. We were doing the job until we changed up the strategy. So I was so pleased because we haven't been able to do that for years. Europa, the minute we played a good team, they outplay us and batter us and beat us.
Embarrassing.
Didn't happen yesterday. It didn't happen. We were playing ball in terms of we were keeping the ball, and we look like a side that can handle any type of pressure, even though we need to still go to that next step and actually play our way out and then kill teams. We're not there yet, but at least we've gone to that stage of our progression where we can keep the ball and we can make it so it's airtight and the keeper don't have no saves to make. So let me just see. Eriksen was a little sloppy on the ball, looked tired, 100%. Jinky says Eriksen was quiet, but he does things on the pitch nobody else does. Exactly. Tin Hag says Do you think we will finish top 4? That's your question. My top 4 is Arsenal, City, Arsenal, United, Liverpool. I'll go with that, to be fair. What are you saying, Alex? Top 4 now?
Top 4. I don't even think Liverpool are going to get sniffed top 4.
I don't think so. Yeah,
I don't. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be Arsenal, City.
Winning it.
Yeah, yeah.
No chance
Yeah,
of Arsenal winning it.
yeah. Arsenal, City,
Okay.
United, and then I think it could be a close toss-up between Newcastle and Spurs for 4th. I really do.
You know what? I'm going City winning it, then Arsenal 2nd, and then I'm going to go United 3rd. And I think Newcastle, Chelsea, and Spurs are going to fight it out for that next spot. I think I don't think Spurs will have enough to beat what we're doing now, because I think we got players coming back as well. And if the players are coming back, we're only going to be better. Chelsea, they've not got enough. They're a bit toothless, but they're still going to grind out results. Newcastle, they continue to keep Saint-Maximin fit. They're going to be okay because he brings that extra X factor to them, and he makes it so that they can win games against anyone. If the team's off their day, they can win games against anyone. So that's a bit of a scary one, to be fair. And I think you're right. The only difference really is I'm going City then Arsenal.
I think Newcastle January signings as well could come in, and that could be a big difference again for them. So
I told you they're going to catch us, and I hoped it wasn't this year, but man, they caught us already.
Yeah,
we're in trouble, man.
They've got less games. They've got less games as well. So yeah.
Huh? They got game in our.
No, they have less games than us just because they're not in European football, so they have less games.
Okay. No But anyway, we've come to the end of the show. We've got a few things to tell you about. This show is called Let's Talk United now. Obviously, we just made up the new name for that. So you remember, it won't just be Juice United Show, because that's the show, the name of the show, the channel. But we'll understand it's called Let's Talk United Weekly. So we're going to have points that we're going to go through. The Eric Ten Hag presser, I'm going to be talking about that. But tomorrow morning, you're going to see a little bit of a preview on the Villa game. So I'm going to bring up a bit of Villa's last few games, who's doing well, what's happening since Gerrard got sacked, and how they're getting on, and what are their chances of beating us? Who are they going to play? What was their last team? What did they do? That's what we need to do, don't we? We can't just talk about Man United and continue to talk about just United. Let's see what the other team's got to do. Let's do a scouting report and let's see what it's all about. So yeah, I'm on tomorrow, 11 o'clock. What we got? Peach United, POV. Arsenal, City, United, Chelsea. Get a striker in January. We'll walk top 4. 100% that, Eric. 100%. We get a striker in January or Marcel stays fit.
Yes.
We're going top 4. Easy. Easy, Alex. But it's been great chatting to you, Alex. Comments has been absolutely amazing. Popping off all day. Remember to hit the like. I want to see at least, I don't even know. I want to see at least 100 likes. Let's see if we can get 100 likes. Gakpo will get us top 4. We'll see. He's a good player. He's looking really good. But Alex, it's been lovely. It's great having you. And hopefully we'll see you on again soon, because I think we're going to be doing a few Fridays. So you're going to be available for us. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing you soon. And everyone in the comments, I look forward to seeing you next week. Peace.